how do you deal with negative feedback from your customers, social media, about your work? This is something that came up in our Facebook community. We're going to talk about it right now on the Biz Talk. Okay, let's talk about negative feedback. How do you deal with it, Tracy? Because that's all you get here at Young Nails every day.
I drink.
How dealing with negative feedback came up on our Facebook community. Somebody put it right up there. I think it's a really good topic because it's something in today's world, right? Especially on social media, you have to deal with negative feedback. Mm-hmm. We know this every single day. We haven't really talked about how to deal with it with a client. Like you finish their set and they're like, what, like literally like they're, you have another client to follow. Time is up and they look at their nails and they're like, I don't like this. I want you to change it right now. Like, how do you handle that? I'd like to know, but first let's talk about social media real quick. Yeah. Really quick. How is it that you deal with negative feedback on social, on when you do a demo and somebody's like, I don't like you.
I wish you would stop breathing. It's like,
we actually get that.
Yes,
like we get harsh.
Yes, it's harsh sometimes.
It's hardcore. And it's not only us, like
Greg's brother.
Dude, that one is amazing. Like I applaud whoever does that one. I'm like, this is really good.
That hurts, man.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
But everybody here has to deal with it, right? Yeah. Like you, me, Stephanie, recently, she's been doing videos. She's had to deal with it. Greg has to we all deal with negativity in some way, shape, or form. How do you deal with it specifically?
I think when I first started, it was tough.
Yeah.
It's hard not to take things personal.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of exposing yourself, and people who don't know you are making judgments about not just about the nails, but your personality and who you are.
Yeah.
And affairs.
Oh my God.
Like you're having an affair and you're like, what? When did that happen?
Yeah.
I'm not that exciting, people. And I think it's gotten better. I try not to dwell on the negative. I try not to, because here's the thing. There can be 1 million positive comments and one negative, and you're going to focus on the negative. So I have tried to become a little harder to it and look at more about the positive. And then I do things like recently went on vacation, not a couple months ago, and I did not look at any comments while I was on vacation.
Oh, interesting.
Because the year before when I went to Cabo, same trip, I looked at something on YouTube and someone had something negative and it actually ruined my whole day.
That's awful.
So I made a decision. I'm on vacations. I'm not going to look at it.
Yeah. So like, it's interesting, right? Because like we know and we tell people when negative comments come in, like you got to move past it.
Let it go.
You got to let it go. It's part of being on social. There's no way around it. But the reality is it's hard, right? It's difficult for us. I'm sure it's difficult for anybody out there that's getting negative feedback or comments on social media about your nails, your work, or you personally. We get personally attacked constantly, you know?
Yeah. I'm like, your person. It's not even focusing on the nails. Like I don't
They
like
just
the
come
nails.
after you.
It's hardcore about,
Yeah.
you know, they judge your personality and,
Yeah.
and I've seen like, you know, you've made a bad decision bringing this person on
Right,
and like,
right.
wow. And I think what a person needs to think about, if you are that type of person to put that, I think sometimes someone's having a bad day and they're just venting.
For sure.
But you have to think about like if everybody listened, because no matter who you are, you're getting negative comments.
That's right.
I don't care who you are, movie stars, anyway.
Oh, especially them.
Yeah. And if everybody went, I have a negative comment, I'm going to quit, we would have nothing.
You'd have no content out there. Nothing would be available to the market. Yeah. The thing is that social media has allowed people to like hide, right? And you're a keyboard warrior. You can get on there. You can tap away. You can be brave. It's different when somebody's in front of you. It is. So that's kind of the first thing how I think about it is like, this person doesn't know me. You know,
Right.
they're just from maybe my personality, and I'm super spazzy and like super energetic, and they may not like that. It may not vibe with them. That's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's not for you. They can comment on it. But the one thing that I always fall back on that really helps me, honestly, because like I get hit with comments. I mean, I think I still hold the record for the
Yeah,
worst.
he wanted you to stop breathing.
No. He was somebody wanted me to stop breathing, like legit,
Like immediately.
exactly. And it was like
I think it was one of the few comments we ever removed.
yeah, it was
Because
a little disturbing.
Yeah, it was foul, first of all.
It was disturbing.
Yeah.
Like straight up disturbing, right? So, but even with that, I always come back and I say to myself, you know what? My true intentions as a person is like to put out content to, number one, either like help, educate, and also like entertain somebody on the other side. Like, we're having fun here, and I love to joke around. I love to laugh, and I like to bring that kind of energy, positivity. That's my intention. And you may not take it that way. It's okay. And if you're vibing or you're bringing the hate, like it's really on you. Honestly, that really it calms me down, and it's like I get over it really quick.
Yeah.
In the end, like I'm always looking at the bigger picture, Trace. Like, we have a mission here at Young Nails.
Yeah.
We have a goal, and it's big. Number one, everything that we've been doing, you know, the last 2.5, almost 3 years, it's helped so many people. And in the process of that, we've also been able to grow our company, which has been amazing.
Well, that helps a lot, right? Like the positive. Like if you I would say if you are getting the negative, like read all the positive around it, or that's very helpful.
Yeah.
We get some really encouraging words, so that definitely outweighs the negative.
Oh, 100% it does. And the thing for me is like, if there's a negative comment and I feel like if I'm a little disturbed, I honestly don't try to suppress it. I'm like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah, we vent around here.
We do vent. And like, even if I'm by myself, I will literally be like, it's cool. Like, feel like if I'm bummed,
Yeah.
I'm okay with feeling bummed, and I allow myself to feel bummed. The one thing I won't allow is, okay, I feel it. It's there. I'm bummed. But now it's time to move on.
Yeah.
You know,
And
if
it's
it
not gonna
goes on,
stop you.
it's not going to stop me. And that's where the bigger goal plays in. It's like, if I get caught up in the negativity and I start spinning, I can fall back on, I've got good intentions, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, we have a goal. We have I got a job to do. And there's a lot of people, you know, employees and my family, and also like the distributors and nail technicians.
We're actually all the people writing the negative comments about you, by the way.
Well, then there's other people that I'll look to. But
No, I think that's really great.
yeah, it's I have kind of like a little mini system in place that I utilize that really helps me kind of get through it. Now, I want to talk to you. This is something I have not dealt with. And I'm putting myself in this position, you know, as you and Steph were talking about it before we got into this, which is you finish a set of nails and somebody like doesn't like them. And here's the thing, me, you know, I've learned to do a couple nails and stuff. That would be crushing to me. Like if I did something else and somebody was like, I really don't like these. And I've got maybe somebody coming after, or like, that's stressful.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
It is hard. And when you're starting out, it's going to happen.
Of course it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And you have to be able to go, okay, I have to learn from this experience. Now, there are some people that are out there that just, you're never going to make happy.
Right.
You can do the most beautiful nails in the world and you're just not going to make, and you have to be able to really acknowledge or recognize that too. Like, you know what? That was good. They're just not happy, and that's cool. That's okay. Sorry not to interrupt you, but that's going to be hard to determine in the beginning. In the beginning,
right?
yes. Yeah.
Like,
it's when you get more confidence
correct.
And you have a clientele behind you and you're like,
no, these are okay.
Crazy. My nails are awesome.
Correct. Exactly.
But it's still, it's hard. And so you have to, first, there are people out there that actually I don't know if you realize that do that so they don't have to pay for their nails.
Okay, right.
So you have to like, okay, is it one of those situations where a person's just trying to get out of paying for them? You clip those puppies. You're not happy? Let me clip them for you real quick.
Right.
Let me take those off. You don't get to walk out the door with them. Or, if you're like really acknowledge like this person isn't happy, what can I do to fix that? How am I going to fix it? But it is like a punch in the gut.
This is actually really interesting. Let's walk through a couple scenarios to help some people out, okay? So I don't like the nails.
Hubby, I feel bad that you don't like them. Can you explain to me what it is that you're not happy with?
They're not what I imagined, and I can't I can't wear these. I don't like them.
Okay. You know what? I understand. Is there anything that I can do to fix them?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't like them.
Okay, so let's remove them.
You're going to remove the nails that you just put on?
Yep.
Okay. Remove the nails.
Okay.
Okay, so you remove the nails.
Remove the nails.
And then you bring the nails back to normal?
Yep.
And then they're out the door?
Yep.
And
you tell them like, I'm so sorry that you didn't feel like you liked the nails. And if it's someone that you're like legit, like, the nails weren't good, you like recommend them to someone else or something like that. But if it's like, you know what, I was pretty confident that those were good. This person.
But what if
you just let them go?
But what if they're not good? And what if like you're
to
starting
fix that.
out?
You need to fix it, one. Or two, I've had the experience of people not being happy. And I think I've told this before. I was doing someone else's client. And I actually paid for her to go back to her nail tech, have them fix. I sat and watched while she fixed them.
Interesting.
And I used it as a learning experience. And that killed me. It was hard. I hated it. There probably was tears. And what's funny is I ended up with her as a client like 2 years later.
Wow.
And I kept her until I quit doing nails. So is it a room for learning?
Yeah.
And if it is, and if you're able to fix it, fix it. If it's truly something messed up, if you're able to get someone else to fix it,
Have them fix it and
use
learn.
It. Learn it. Learn it. Learn it.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by that. Learn from the experience.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do, but you're only going to come out as a better nail tech.
So that's really interesting. I like that. If you're in a salon and there is somebody there and the nails, the customer's not happy and you look at them and you're like, oof.
Yeah, I can see why.
I can see why. Then you can say, hey, let me get somebody to help. I'm just starting out, and they fix them. Yeah. You watch,
and I wouldn't
you see.
charge. I wouldn't charge.
And then you don't charge, of course.
Yeah, I wanna be able to. Like I said, I literally, I could have told the lady, listen, I did the work. You paid me, and I'm not doing anything about it. Or I could have said
that would be awful.
Yeah, it would be awful. Or I could have said, here's your money back.
Yeah.
But I wanted instead to go, let me cover your next appointment. Let me sit and learn if you don't mind that. And she was a very nice person. And the nail tech was very nice. And they just sat there and went over everything I did wrong, which is that's
hard.
Fun. That's fun.
Yeah, but you have to do that.
Yeah.
Like there are going to be those opportunities where hopefully you look at them as opportunities to learn.
Yeah.
And that way you can. But if you're solo and there's nobody there, like...
That's what I was just going to say, is it's really why I recommend, if all possible, when you're first starting out, to go into a salon with other nail techs.
Yeah.
If all possible.
If possible.
It is so good for you to have that backing and have a sounding board. And if you're just starting out and you don't have that, no, I know people do it and they succeed, but that's going to be tougher. I even today, if I was in salon, there'd be times like, hey, Habib, have you seen this before? Can you give me some advice?
Sure.
Even today.
Yeah. If I'm starting out, I'm in a suite and it's just me and the client's coming in and I'm learning, honestly, I would prepare myself and say, I'm going to lose clients. People are going to be pissed off at me. I got to deal with this. Mm-hmm. But like I would be so aggressive with practice and figuring out what I did wrong and trying to rectify it. Yeah. Like, even if I lose that client, let me work on that. Yeah. Oh, I see. Let me make this better. I mean, you just got to do that.
And I would say if you are in that situation and you have, I call them guinea pigs, which is your mom, is telling them, like, I need you to be honest.
Yeah.
You got to tell me what you see, what you want me to fix, and then being honest with yourself, because
Yeah.
there's sometimes
If-
we don't do that too.
If they complain, if they say there's something wrong, okay, tell me, just be honest with me. Tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to say that before you start the set.
No, I'm talking about if you're practicing on people.
Oh, right,
Like that,
right.
that's really what you know, because sometimes people feel bad, especially when they know you.
course.
Like, this is what I need you to do. I need feedback.
Yeah.
I need, and that's the difference between negativity and being constructive.
Yeah. And like, I think at the end of the day, if somebody is bringing that negativity, right? Like, well, I'm defining negativity as like somebody's like not happy with their set and they're complaining to you and they're kind of giving you a little, you know, like a little crap for it, and like, how do you deal with it? And I think we've kind of addressed that. Overall, like, you gotta have thick skin. Like, I don't think there's any way around it. Like, whether it's on social media or live in person with a client. Look, at the end of the day, the nail business is really tough. I mean, you have to deal with these things. There's no way around it. You gotta have thick skin. I know, like, building a business over the years, I'm telling you, I have grown such thick skin. It hurts. And I don't try to deny that, like, negative things, whether bad things happen here or customers pissed off or we get it on social media, any type of negativity that comes into the business, it hurts and it bothers me. But that time of me getting over it is so short now. It's like, boom, I move on.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it lasts longer, but I don't allow it to, like, consume me.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to clientele, it's deciding what is constructive and what is just a negative, toxic person in your life.
Totally.
And if it's a negative, toxic person, we've talked about this before.
Gotta go.
I've fired them.
Yeah, you gotta go.
You're never happy with my nails, and I'm pretty sure they look good. You know, at that point in my career, again, one of two things are going to happen: either they're going to correct the behavior,
Right.
or they're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Either way, you're going to be happy.
Yeah, that's huge. Let us know how you deal with negativity in your nail business, whether it's on social media or even with a client, negative feedback from a client, or just even a toxic negative client. We'd love to hear about it. I'm sure other people would too. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week on the Biz Talk.